My wife is demanding I stop giving money to my ex. I guess we shall see. I'll start by saying the money I give my ex is for my kids, 11, 13, and 16. I do not pay a set amount of child support every month, but I support my kids. My ex and I worked out something between ourselves, had our lawyers look it over, then file those documents with the court. Our arrangement is legal. That, I feel, is how it should be done. If you guys do not work out as a couple, sit down, get y'all lawyers, get paperwork together between y'all and y'all lawyers, and have those papers filed. When y'all sit here and got the court making a decision, admittedly so, some of y'all just can't come to an agreement. But if y'all could sit down and come to an agreement on paper and then just file it with the court, I feel like life would be so much better because y'all could at least meet at a common ground just on that level, even though your relationship didn't work out. Kudos to y'all for this. At the end of each month, my ex and I meet and discuss the upcoming month's expenses. Rent, food, school, health insurance, extracurriculars. Whatever expenses needed for the kids, we sit down and discuss it. Some months my kids need more, some months they don't. I also put money away each month for emergencies. Like when my ex broke her leg, I covered her while she was off work. Or when her mom died and she couldn't afford to pay for her and the kids to fly to her hometown, so I paid for the kids. My ex goes the extra mile for me too when I need it. When my parked car was written off by some kids joyriding, she gave me hers to use until I got another one. Or when me and my wife had COVID and had to isolate during the pandemic, my ex did our shopping for us and brought it all over with some home-cooked meals for both of us. You see, you was losing me at the beginning because I'm like, yeah, you doing a lot for your ex. But that COVID and the fact that she was doing y'all shopping and grocery shopping, doing y'all grocery shopping and cooking and bringing home cooked meals when y'all was sick in COVID. I'm confused as to how she even have your wife wants to take away anything from that household because y'all are making it work. This is the type of co-parenting relationship we have, and I'm not willing to change it. I agree. This works for us. More importantly, it works for our kids. My wife has 2 kids, 16 and 18, and her relationship with their dad is toxic. They can't breathe the same air without ending up at each other's throats. It's her fault as much as it is his. They both point fingers at each other as to who was at fault for the end of their relationship. Neither of them are willing to put aside their crap for the kids. It's better for everyone if they avoid each other. Early on in our relationship, my wife tried to involve me. I told her that wasn't happening. Her kids love their dad as much as they love their mom. For them, I wasn't going to make an enemy out of a man I really didn't know. And now that I know him, I know he's a good guy. So what does that say about your wife? The problem with money I give my ex started earlier this year. My wife's ex lost his job. He has another, but it doesn't pay as much. His child support was reduced because of his change in income, then reduced again when the eldest turned 18. I never asked how much he paid in child support or what my wife did with the money she received for the kids. In my mind, that was between her and her ex, like the arrangement I have with my ex is between her and me. The kids were taken care of. They didn't lack for anything, and she never asked me to help cover anything for the kids besides what I would normally pay for as being dependents living under my roof. So I didn't know anything more than that. But now she says she's not getting enough and doesn't have enough for things like getting her hair done, spa days, paying for her insurance, her phone, putting gas in her car, and she needs me to cover her. This is exactly what some of these men say when they say she's taking my child support to take care of herself because you're taking care of the basic needs for the kids as her husband. Roof over the head, food on the table, right? Her ex can no longer afford to pay as much child support that he paid before. Now she needs you to get her hair done, spa days, pay her insurance, her phone, putting gas in her car that she needs for you to cover. child. I have a set amount of money that comes in every month and every dollar is accounted for. I pay for what I need for my kids. I pay my mortgage on time. I pay my bills on time. I make sure there is food in the refrigerator and the cupboards, and I pay all my insurances. I pay everything I have to pay. That's a lot of money for necessities going out every month. I don't have a lot for savings once it's all gone, but my wife wants what's left. She says she wants me to cut back on what I give my ex. I'm sorry, it's a no-go there, baby. Let's get to this point because I'm trying to figure out what her job is. What you doing? Because it doesn't sound like she's supposed to be a stay-at-home mom. Because if that's not the setup, baby, you got to go get a job. What I don't understand is where's all her money? She works part-time. She should be working full-time. And she still gets support for one child. She doesn't pay anything towards the household unless we count the takeout dinners she brings home once or twice a month. So where is her money? We've been fighting for months about money. I view her demands for the money I give my ex as her wanting to take from my kids. Absolutely right. She used to have a great relationship with my kids. Now she treats them as though they're impediments to get what she sees as rightfully hers. I told her repeatedly over the past few months that I'm not going to allow my kids to go without so she can get her nails done. Madness. Like, what, excuse me? So my kids shouldn't have a roof over their head. They shouldn't have food in their stomach because you want to get your nails done because you're my wife? Absolutely not. I'm so sorry. Absolutely not. Our last argument, she told me my attitude needed to change and that I need to start putting her first or she'll rethink whether or not she wants to remain married to me. In anger, I told her to call her lawyer after she moves the fuck out of my house. Baby. This is what you call fucking around and find out. Because yeah, he says, am I in the wrong here? Am I the asshole? Absolutely not. Because this right here, I don't understand how any woman will want to be with somebody who does not take care of their kids. Like, it's one thing if she was contributing to the household. The only thing she's bringing to the household is a couple of takeout dinners for the month. She's paying none of the bills in the house. You are paying all of the bills in the house, plus food, plus everything else. And you are also supporting your kids, 3 kids, living in another household. She has a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old, works part-time, and she wants you to do what? Take the food coming out of them kids' mouths so she can get her nails and her hair done and pay for her phone. Baby, she better go get a full-time job. There's some edits. Let me try to get through this before the 10 minutes is up. My wife and I agreed before marriage that our finances would be kept separate. We discussed her contributing to the mortgage, but ultimately decided against it because 1, it's my house. 2, if I die, it goes to my kids. This led to discussions and ultimately decisions regarding finances and a prenup. We decided together that we would keep our finances separate. The reason for this was, before marriage, my wife owned her own business, and I lived comfortably on her own income. She had her own money, her own assets, and rightfully wanted to protect that for her and her children. This plus our agreement about our finances is why I didn't question where her money was going. She didn't monitor my money. Why would I keep an eye on hers? She did contribute financially towards the household pre-pandemic. I apologize for not mentioning that and giving everything the impression that she never contributed. Unfortunately, she had to close her doors permanently due to the pandemic, and her businesses never recovered. This is when I took over all the household expenses. When she gained employment, because it was only part-time, I continued paying all the expenses. I think another apology is needed for implying my wife uses the child support she receives for frivolous things such as spa days. She wants money for those things, but I can't say she has used the child support for those things. Thank you for clearing it up because that's what I was feeling. The payments have been reduced twice. For all I know, her money is no longer covers the beauty needs because she's using it for the kids. I would hope that's that. And if that's what it is, she can share that with me. I can't help her if I don't know why she needs help. Come back for part 2.